I never should have really said that Arkansas wouldn't get fired up and wouldn't start saying stupid shit because, man, if you would have asked me, I think I would have told you that they were kind of calm, that they were like, all right, yeah, we got to go and do this thing, and they would have been calm. They're not calm at all. They're not calm at all. They're out here talking more shit than anybody. All I'm going to say is this. I've seen some chatter out there being talked from Arkansas people in reference to the game going down on Saturday. It is going to be a good one. Arkansas has a very talented team, 112 home runs from their starting lineup, well over 400 RBIs. They got Root going on the mound. Dave Van Horn said today, like, well, of course he's going. It's a no-brainer. And you're right. It is a no-brainer. It was a no-brainer that he was going to go. But I'm seeing some of these people talking about this LSU-Arkansas game in a way that I didn't think I would be seeing it. I thought we'd be talking about two really good teams going into Omaha who have faced off already this season, and one team already took 2 games from you. One team already took 2 games from you. And you're out here trying to convince me that you're not talking shit. You are talking shit. Like, I saw somebody, I guess, from Arkansas media today. I don't even know who it is. Arkansas media out here saying, you know, LSU got, and Kate Anderson got Rock versus Little Rock. I can't get that regional out of my mind. Buddy, you beat Little Rock by how much in game 2 when you played them? The 7-time national champion, you might want to calm down on what you're saying when you don't have one. You know, I told you this last night, and it bears repeating again today. They look at you as the pinnacle of what they always think that they could be, and they won't. They might win one. Got a really talented team this year. They might win it all. But this little chirping coming out about Kate Anderson and them talking about basically, I just don't see how LSU can beat us. There's no way. My brothers and sisters in Christ, they took 2 or 3 from you this year. The excuses are flowing. Well, Kate Anderson didn't look great in game 1 when he struck you out 10 times in 5 2/3 innings. He was averaging right at 2 strikeouts an inning before he got a wrist cramp and had to exit the game. Do y'all watch baseball? You know what? Fine. You want to talk that shit? You want to run your mouth? If you want some gangsters outside of your house, we sure as hell will set this thing off. Now, I see this guy, Camo Hog. Brother, the video got over 450,000 views on ESPN Radio. You could say, what are you talking about, dude? Brother, it's on there. It's on Twitter. We quoted it. Y'all are talking shit. And I'm just going to let you know, pump the brakes a little bit. It's going to be a great game. Y'all are a talented team. But y'all legitimately have been weird all week. Oh, did you see the shot that Jay Johnson said that he said that LSU is going to fill the stadium out in purple? They are, and so are you. Literally said Dave Van Horn has been the pinnacle of what the SEC should be, that Arkansas is honestly the most talented team in Omaha, and you're out here finding the smallest of shit. Talking about, and I don't know who your media member is. I don't even know the guy. Kate Anderson looked bad against Little Rock. Motherfucker, he didn't play. He didn't pitch versus Little Rock. Golly. Y'all are finding every little bitty thing that you can find to try to come in here and make it bigger than what it is. I talked to Ty Richardson today. Speaking of ESPN, my good buddy Ty, he's on his way to Omaha today, if I'm not mistaken. When he called me, he said he was on his way to Omaha. Talked to him today, and we both agree. More pressure is on Arkansas to win this game than LSU. Because of everything that's going on with Arkansas and Dave Van Horn, getting bounced out of a couple of regionals, Hagen Smith getting his shit kicked in a couple of seasons ago. All right. Okay. You have a great team. I kind of feel like there's been a little bit more disrespect thrown than anything. Sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. Keep that same energy. Keep that same exact energy. Not saying that LSU is going to beat you, because Arkansas can beat LSU in game one. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, they can beat LSU in game one. They're a very talented team. And quite honestly, like I said on Monday, and like I will say again tonight, when we go through keys to victory, I don't know whoever wins this game is not at minimum finding themselves in the finals and clearly the front runner to win the national title. But my goodness gracious, man. My goodness gracious. Talkie says, all I've seen from social media is LSU bashing Arkansas fans. Same as Tennessee fans. I haven't seen that. All I saw was I got tagged in a video like 17 times. And in that video, it's somebody from Arkansas media on ESPN radio, like national ESPN radio. And the guy's in there saying, I can't get that regional out of my head when Little Rock just walked in there and beat the shit out of him. No. And then he talks about Cade Anderson getting rocked by Little Rock. He literally didn't pitch. And I'm like, what? And then I see all these Arkansas Twitter fans going out there, and I know y'all saw this one. This one got close to 1 million views on Twitter. All the Arkansas fans getting mad because Jay said LSU travels. Brother, I'm sorry. Dude, what? What are y'all mad at? What are y'all mad at? I mean, good Lord. Y'all are as dumb as the guy that ran up to Coach O today and said, roll Tide. Which, by the way, of course it's a Bama fan doing some stupid shit like that. In case you missed that, I guess Ed Orgeron was running at the beach today, and some Alabama fan rolled up to him with a camera and said, Coach, can I get a picture with you? And he said, sure, man, sure. And he gives him a thumbs up, and he says, roll Tide. And he goes, hey, man, don't disrespect me like that. He almost got his ass whooped. But my goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. Sean Ashford, see, here we go. Says, let's go. I live in Arkansas, and I'm getting an earful every day this week. They're talking a lot, especially the voice of the Razorbacks. See, he's not – I'm telling you, they are talking all kinds of crazy shit. They're talking all kinds of crazy shit. And listen, I was wrong about one thing. I look at Arkansas as like a rival. You know what I mean? Like a rival. You've had no real true success against us, and anything that we've done, and you try to make the golden boot. Brother, we wax y'all's ass. Historically and everything. Literally. But I'm going to tell you, they're really, really starting to piss me off. They're really pissing me off. I hope Cade Anderson goes out there Saturday night and shoves it up their godforsaken ass. No lube, no pause. Ram it in there like a dry dildo, pause. I mean, I hope he beats the shit out of them. It's starting to piss me off. Jay Johnson disrespecting Arkansas. The fuck he did. Jesus, Mary and Joseph. Raymond Bennett says, man, I have to try and listen and watch LSU, man. I don't know how you can. Please tell me. Raymond, buddy, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. Turn on the TV. Michael says, 228 Moss Point, Mississippi in the house. Yes. Where is everybody listening to from tonight? Last night, at the end of the show, a lot of you sent in a lot of stuff in reference to a lot of you sent in a lot of comments saying where y'all are listening to. are listening from? Where y'all listening to from tonight? Alex says watching from Corpus Christi, Texas, from the 318 3-1 great back to the 318 tomorrow. Oh, from Corpus Christi, but from the 318, she'll be back there tomorrow. Happy Father's Day weekend, Blake. Is that this weekend or next weekend? Man, I didn't even ask anything for Father's Day. I didn't even ask anybody for anything for Father's Day. Camo Hog says, I think it will be a great game. I've not seen any of this talk. Brother, it's all over social media. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Hogs, ESPN's Burke, the Razorback Daily is where it came from. The Razorback Daily, whoever that is. Crystal says, Watford City, North Dakota in the building. How about that? Crystal, y'all got some great hunting up there. I need to come up there. Hakeem Batiste says, from enemy territory, Mableton, Georgia, by the way, of the Uptown Third Ward, New Orleans, stand up. The Third Ward, baby. I've been in the Third Ward a couple times. Stand up, Third Ward. David Woodard says LSU football got a commitment today from Tucker. Yes, so glad you bring that up. So tonight we'll talk about keys to victory to LSU baseball versus Arkansas on Saturday. We won't see y'all until Saturday night's post-game show. We'll go through our thoughts on the bracket. I'm going to kind of give some loose picks here on what I think and what I want to happen, and then what I think is going to happen. Recruiting update, and then we'll talk about Dave Van Horn and Jay Johnson and what they said at the podium today. But yes, we do have a recruiting update. A couple of big recruiting things that we need to get into here tonight. Noah Mason says, Plano, Texas, and go Tigers. Good to have you in here, Noah. Harry says, Blake, 504, control, don't blow a blood vessel. Well, I had to give blood. I had to give blood this week, and they already got me, Harry. They already got me. I had to get blood drawn, and they got me. So I've already blown a couple blood vessels. So not good. Not good. Jacob Kerr says, LSU wins 4-2 over the Pigs. Hope so. The Ruffino household will be having some pulled pork on. We do that. We do that every time we play Arkansas in anything. But, yeah. Peyton Harris is in the 985 represent Hammond America in the building. Good to have you in here as well. Trevor says the 330, the Hall of Fame city, Canton, Ohio, by the way of the 225. Good to have you in here as well. I've never been there. Would love to go there one day. Need to get there. 1,000% need to get there. All right. It's a hell of a way to start up a show. Keys to victory, LSU. We'll get to that next. Before we do that, let's get to a couple of announcements here. Everybody do us a favor by hitting the like and share. Share to all those groups if you're on Facebook and to all those social media pages. You're watching us, listening to us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, notification bell, wherever you listen to podcasts. Rate, review, and subscribe. Before we get rolling, need to talk to you about our good friends over at Service Hawk Digital Media, where they soar above the competition. Guys, with right leads, smart systems, and real growth, if you're a business owner or you run a business, you need to get a marketing system that works for you today. Go over to servicehawk.io. That's servicehawk.io. Go through their questionnaire, what type of business that you're in. Let them know in the comment section that your good buddy Blake Ruffino sent you on by. As someone who has been in digital marketing since 2017, nobody in the state of Louisiana is better to serve you in getting those right leads with smart systems and truly real growth. That's Service Hawk Digital Media, where they soar above the competition. Let me get to a quick break. When we come back, keys to victory, LSU over Arkansas, Saturday night, 6 p.m. We'll talk about it next. Stay with us. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way for you to wager on all of your favorite sports, contests, events with the first-to-market odds and lines. Find reviews for all the news for each league, including Major League Baseball, NFL, NBA, NHL, combat sports, college sports, esports, and even golf. BetOnline continues to be the top online resource for all of your sports information for live in-game betting, props, and futures. Head on over to BetOnline today and use your mobile device to join and make your first sports bet. Use our promo code BELIEVE50, that's BELIEVE50, BLEAV 50, to receive your 50% off welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag, betonline.ag.
He will sell your house and find you a new. Well, Tyler's the man, he's here for you. If you want to buy or sell, well, it's not too late. Dial 955-0008. Just call 955-0008. Y'all call Tyler, he'll shoot you straight.
Guys, let me tell you about our good friends over at Grand Slam Heating and Air, where your comfort is their top priority. At Grand Slam Heating and Air, they promise to provide customers with high-quality HVAC service at an affordable price while ensuring the homeowner peace of mind. From their office to your home, they guarantee the best hassle-free experience around. Efficiency and comfort is their game. Let them make your home Grand Slam today. At Grand Slam Heating and Air, they're offering their annual maintenance plan starting off at $18.75 a month, and also doing those $99 tune-up promotions. They provide free estimates for system and ductwork replacement, as well as offering financing to get the job done with no money up front. From Baton Rouge to Hammond to Covington, they're all around. So what you need to do today, give them a call at 225-380-9065. That's 225-380-9065. Or go over to their website, getgrandslamair.com. That's getgrandslamair.com, where your comfort is their top priority. We're back. Okay. So like we do every week and in big-time situations, and we do it every single week for during football season, keys to victory. It's our main talking point on Thursday's show. Let's get into it here. Everybody do us a favor, by the way, and hit the like and share. LSU has already gone up against Arkansas, and it's something that we've talked about at great length. There is one thing that really worries me going into Friday more than anything. It's not that Arkansas is talented. It's not that they have a very great team, that they have a lineup that can absolutely just demolish a baseball. It's not Root. It's not any of those things. What worries me about LSU going into the game on Friday, and I hope that this is not the case. I think that this will not be the case, but it can be based off what we've seen this during the season. The number one thing that worries me is that LSU in times and moments this season has struggled to go on the road and hit the baseball, even – I don't want to say even in a neutral site, because you play Kansas State, you play Nebraska. I mean, is that really a neutral site situation against a team like Arkansas? Hell no. But you've had struggles at the plate on the road. You go into the SEC tournament, you struggle. You go against Oklahoma, even though you sweep in that series, you have struggles there. You have struggles offensively against Auburn. You have struggles against Texas A&M on the road. So many different situations where you've been not in Baton Rouge, and you look at it and you say, well, you've really struggled in that situation. That is my number one worry. But the reason why it has come down a little bit is because of this. Because the number one thing that LSU is going to have to do to beat Arkansas on Saturday is they're going to have to get, in my humble opinion, Zach Root's pitch count way up. The big lefty, the first-team All-SEC guy on the season, has had tendencies against you even, and against in the games that he's lost. If that changeup, if that off speed is not locating and he can't find it, or what he gets teams to do on a week in, week out basis is when you start expanding the zone and you let Root start doing exactly what he wants, that is when he's the most dominant. It's the same for every pitcher, but I've seen Tennessee the last two times they faced him in a really good lineup offensively. A very, very good lineup offensively that has found ways to hit a lot of different teams. They expanded the zone on Root. And the one thing that you have struggled with on the road is, number one, you've expanded the zone. But number two, I thought your approach was off. You're trying to get the big hit and do too much. You were trying to do different things that you weren't supposed to. And listen, it is very hard to win on the road in this league. Very hard to win on the road in this league. And quite honestly, you've done it your fair share of it. But there are moments at the plate where you struggled. I don't know if you have it here because I think your approach is going to change. And I don't know if you're going to chase some of the stuff that you did versus Root the first time around. When you see a guy 2 times, I do think that decision-making and the approach will be better. You know, Jared Jones said something today, your big first baseman, Bear Jones. Who, Bear Jones? He said something today that I thought was the most intriguing thing maybe of the entire interview. There was a lot of tidbits that we'll be posting on AYS Sports in the next couple of days from Kate Anderson, Jay Johnson, and Bear Jones. But I think the number one thing for me was Jared was asked about the ballpark. He quickly talked about in going to Omaha and playing in Omaha, the differences of playing in that field. He didn't even answer the question. He said, home runs will be home runs. We've been preached to, and we've been going after it with a different approach. That sounds like a coach that's gotten through the minds of these guys now that they're there and the postseason success that they've had. We talked about this. In 2023, you averaged 9 runs in the postseason. Let's just say for whole number's sake, 9.5. This one you're at 10. I look at this entire playoff and say the biggest proponent of what's made you get here in the postseason, yes, you've had great dominating performances by Kate Anderson, Anthony Ianson. You've had dominating performances by Casey Evans, who came in versus Little Rock and just shut the hammer down on them. There have been so many instances where you've done great things this postseason. None has been bigger than what you've done from an approach standpoint at the plate. You're not expanding the zone, and you can't do that versus Root. Listen, if you lose, I don't want to lose. And I know Jay Johnson's been preaching all week. I would love to go to the national championship final one time going through the winner's bracket. You just got to take it through game 1. Game 1 is the only thing that matters here. Because, guys, quite honestly, and we'll talk about this in a moment, you get through Arkansas, with all due respect to all these other teams, you are more talented than all of them not all of them combined, but then all of them. And no one is not beatable by the way that you play baseball. You have your toughest challenge in game 1. And the one thing that you cannot do is let Zach Root expand the zone and swing at pitches outside of the zone and try to do too much. Let the game come to you and do what you need to do. You're too talented not to do that. That's number 1. Now, it does worry me. It's my biggest worry. I don't worry about Kate Anderson. I don't worry about Anthony Ianson. I don't worry about Bear Jones. I don't really worry about some of the guys that have been there. What I do worry about is that you found ways to not be your best. And quite honestly, outside of game 2 versus Arkansas and maybe the game versus DBU in the postseason, I have not seen you, if you play to your capability, if you play to your strength, if everything is being cohesive and you're a complete team, guys, you're going to win on Saturday. You're going to win on Saturday. I don't know. I feel in moments and times, offensively especially, that there have been times where you've scratched the surface and there's times on the road you've been down. Can you find a way in what is Baton Rouge North to get that done? We'll see. We talked about this last night too, but I want to expand on this. I said I talked to our good buddy Ty Richardson, who covers Arkansas for ESPN Radio up there in the great state of Arkansas. And I asked him, I was going to try to bring him on tonight, but they're traveling to Omaha. It's been a little chaotic. But I love our good friend Ty. I think that more than you, Arkansas has more pressure on them to deliver in game one. They lose game one. Everybody, fans included, are going to be saying, here we go again. Here we go again. And I think if not only do you beat them, that will be the thing, I wonder how Arkansas responds. Now, I'll give them this. I think they got a good enough team to respond when they're down and they're out. With the Alloy brothers, with Davalon, with I think James Taylor is one of the best on their team, or Justin Thomas. Why did I say James Taylor? Justin Thomas, excuse me. But Justin Thomas, even hitting out of their 9-hole. Guys, they have a dude just like you in the 9-hole. When you have Chris Stanfield, guys, they have Justin Thomas. By the way, he's walked the ball out of the park 9 times. He's the only dude in their starting lineup that doesn't have double digits. I feel like Arkansas has a team where they're not going to be, if they're down, they're not going to be out, and you got to take it to them for all 9 innings. But the main thing for me is if you get up on them, and the number one goal should be, for me, even in the first couple of innings here, if it's a close game or 0-0 going into the third, and you get a runner on second, you have no outs, bunt somebody over. Try to do everything humanly possible to get the lead early from them. Let them respond. Because is the moment going to be too big for them versus a unit with you that has 8 players returning that was on that 2023 team? I don't know. I don't know if that's not going to be a big thing. Well, man, LSU got up on them early and they tried to respond. They just couldn't get it done. That is the way that I feel like in both of the first 2 games that you kind of seize momentum. Now, Arkansas came back in game 1 and tied it. But you ultimately take it from a walk-off from Ethan Fry in game 1 from a sac fly with Bear Jones on third. I think you could do it again. Let the pressure be on them. And if you let the pressure be on them, I just fully expect there to be a situation where you can win it. Number 3, we talked about not being good on the road offensively, and we talked about the pitch count being up. But defensively, and even from a pitching standpoint, I'm very intrigued to see how Cade attacks this lineup a second time. Now, if you remember the first time, he did go 5 2/3 innings. He went 5 2/3 innings. He had 10 strikeouts, gave up a couple of runs. In those 3 runs they gave up, he gave up some home runs there too. I felt like in that game versus Arkansas, Cade was not at his best. Now, you could say that, but at the same time, he still is going up against a really talented Arkansas lineup. Game rain delay, all this kind of stuff, came out of the game with a minor injury. And even in that, I think he was dehydrated, if I'm being honest. I think that he just was not his best. I think that I've seen a guy that really was pissed how his season ended, maybe in the last time that we ever seen him and Alex Box on the mound. I think he's going to take it to him. Now, what plagued him the last time was some moments and times when he got 2 strikes on Arkansas hitters. He let the pitch a little too good over the middle of the plate, and he got rocked. Did have 10 Ks. Now, in reference to this game, I don't worry about what Cade Anderson can do. He gives up a pair of runs. Fine. This is a talented lineup. It is what it is. But I think more than anything, the key to victory is, for me, who do you run out of that bullpen after him? Who do you run from that bullpen after him? What you did last time, if you remember, was you went to Chase Shores, and Chase gave you 1 1/3 innings, and Zach Cowan came in. And in those 1 1/3 innings, I felt like it was the first time out of the bullpen that we saw the glimpse of what Chase Shores could be. But then Zach Cowan came, and for 3 innings, locked them down. Locked them down. The biggest thing will be, for me, we know what you're getting from Cade Anderson. You have a damn strong idea of what you're going to get from number 32. The question becomes, and what has been and what will either lose or win this team, maybe offense could do it too, but what is a big factor in winning you another national championship is who's going to step up out of that bullpen in game one. I'm not saying give it, don't worry about the series. Don't worry about everything in front of you. Guys, I think this is Cade Anderson and Kason Evans' game. I do. Because then if you beat Arkansas and you win a game 2, they got to beat you twice. They got to beat you twice. Man, I just don't know if they can do that. I don't think either one of them is going to be able to beat them twice in that environment. If LSU loses, it's a massive hill to climb. Massive hill to climb to potentially having to beat them twice. And for all we know, it might not even be them. Hell, it might not. We might be 0-2. The hell if I know. But it's what I would do. If it's not Kason Evans or the game is not dictating that way, Chase Shores and Zach Cowan, who has struggled down the stretch, can he yet again find the success that he needs versus Arkansas? The bullpen will win it for you. If K gives up 3 and the bullpen's got to be locked down, Jacob Myers, Chase Shores, if you do run Kason Evans out there, Zach Cowan, who primo in a situational at bat, Cooper Williams, whoever it is that's coming out of there, guys, they gotta lock it down. That's how you win a national championship. You were able, guys. I mean, I don't know if y'all remember this in 2023 when Jay Johnson said that he wasn't sure that he wasn't given the MVP to Big Riley Cooper, the big lefty out of the bullpen. Guys, he pitched in all but one game. Almost all but one game in Omaha in 2023, maybe 2. But he was locked down for you. He was locked down for you. The bullpen is going to be where you win this thing. It certainly, to me, is going to be where you win this thing in game 1. I brought up Kason Evans. If you're asking me, I know that this seems like a little bit of a risk, and then what do you do in a game 3 scenario? I know that you would want to use Kason Evans in that game 3 scenario from starting, and if Jay decides to do that, then by all means, go right on ahead, right? By all means. But the last time Kason Evans saw him, he didn't have a lot of success, and things didn't go great for him. I want him coming out of the pen along with Chase Shores. Let Zach Cowan go up against the team that you will see in game 2. I'm giving this to really 3 guys mainly. I'm going to go with Shores, Evans, and Anderson. That would be me. I trust Jay Johnson's decisions, and the game will play that out. But, man, Kason Evans, I think he's the key to winning this whole thing. Mark my words. If you win the whole thing, Kason Evans is going to have to be that dude. And he's been all year, and I think he can be again. And we'll have to see. We'll have to see. But that's going to be Kason Evans, my player that if LSU wins this whole thing, I think it is. I think it is. If you get the quality of what you think you're going to get from him out of the bullpen or from a game 3 scenario, it's going to plague you well. But there's no way in the first 2 games, if I'm down or if I'm in it or if I'm winning, I wouldn't go to him. Jaden Newt. What do you do with Jaden Newt? He's going to have to find a way to be big for you here too. So we'll see. Last but not least here, let me get to this. We talked about Casey Evans, but offensively, guys, Bear Jones has got to be big. Ethan Fry, Stephen Milam, Derek Curiel, everybody's got to row the boat. And I know I brought that up about rowing the boat from football last year. I sound like I'm your boy from Minnesota. But PJ Fleck. Guys, when teams win national titles, like Tennessee a year ago, you in 2023, Ole Miss in 2022, Mississippi State in 2021, what do all of those teams have in common? There was somebody outside their star that got the big hit to win it for them in bigger games. In their bigger games. Now, we remember Tommy Tanks hitting the home run versus Wake Forest. But I remember Gavin Dugas walking a couple out. I remember Josh Pearson walking one out. I remember the great Creole Bambino demolishing baseballs. Guys, those aren't your superstars. Your team, you got to come through in the clutch. This is as big and as clutch. And listen, this might be as big a moment for these guys as they'll see for the rest of their career. It is very difficult to get to a World Series. It's even more difficult to win the whole goddamn thing because it's so hard to get there. Go through minor leagues, make a major league team, stay there long enough for you to be able to win a World Series. But, man, I tell you, at some point in some time, somebody that we're not thinking about and saying, like, hey, man, this is one of your superstars. Chris Stanfield was the one that really – Jake Brown hit the bomb. Chris Stanfield won you the game. When bases were loaded and he had a hard ground ball to second base through the shift, it won you the game. It blew the game wide open. If I would have told you a week ago today that Chris Stanfield was going to be the guy that got you the massive hit to win you game 2, essentially, you'd say, bro, what? Chris Stanfield? And be like, well, he did lead the SEC for us in hitting. Yeah, Chris Stanfield. Baseball. Look, man, it is going to be a tough game. I'm not picking against LSU in this one. Why would I? Why would I? I will just say this because we're not going to talk really about it until it's all over with. Look, man, they're a great team. They're a great team. Is Arkansas. And anything can happen here. Anything can happen. They're so good, man. The thing is so are you. I don't want to say you're even in your own way, but in a lot of ways you are. You are the two most talented teams in this thing. Guys, Cade Anderson might go number 1 overall to the Nationals. He's projected top 5 in this year's upcoming class. Anthony Ianson is trickling around the back end of the first round. Yeah. I do think that you're just both of you. And then Dave Van Horn today, we'll get to this in a minute. Dave Van Horn said he said something to Jay, I guess, at the end of the series. Earlier this year, he said, yeah, man, every time they went to the bullpen, I felt like they threw someone out there that was throwing 99, 100. I was like, Jesus Christ. That's funny. That's funny. That was funny. It's 50-50 for me. It's 50-50 gets. I could see either one of them winning it. No matter what happens, every scenario I can see playing out. When you have two talented teams, like I'll give an example. I know this is a football example, but shit, let's stay in baseball. Guys, if I would have told you that game 3 would have happened with LSU versus Florida a couple of years ago, you would have called me crazy. Like, Blake, I mean, come on. Of course you're saying that they're going to blow out Florida in game 3. And by the way, that's coming after you got blown out in game 2. I just could see any scenario. I could see Arkansas getting runs on you and dominating you with their great offense. I could see you dominating them. You've run ruled them already this year. You run ruled them, guys. Like, would it surprise you if LSU, they can't run rule in the postseason, but would it surprise you if LSU puts a smacking on that ass? No, you already saw it. Would it surprise me that LSU has to walk it off in the 9th or Arkansas has to walk it off in the 9th? No. LSU walked them off in game 1 this year already. They walked them off. Then Arkansas beat you in game 3 because they hit the ball all over the place. Would it surprise me? No. There's nothing that I look at these both teams and saying, yeah, that storyline doesn't fit. It's 50-50 as 50-50 comes, man. They're a great team. All right. Oh, we're getting to this next. Jordan says, why do I feel Coastal and or Murray State will be a dark horse in Omaha? Let me ask you this. Let me ask you guys this. Let me ask y'all this. Did I say Friday? I'm seeing those comments. I probably said Friday a lot. Y'all know I meant Saturday. If I said Friday for the game, y'all know I meant Saturday. I'm just so used to all season saying Thursday or Friday night. Jordan says, what I feel like, is Coastal really a team that's kind of like a dark horse? I mean, they were still a top 16 seed. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you're a host seed, I don't know if that's really like coming out of nowhere, so to speak. Andrew Wilson says, Danny Dickinson putting 3 in the stands in Omaha. You heard it here first. I hope he does. God, I hope he does. That'd be so awesome. Kel Booty says, NYC checking in. I listen every day. I love it, man. I love that we got people in the NYC. Kel Booty, always representing. David Woodard says, I would believe it. He has been consistent all year. Who has been consistent all year? I mean, both teams have been. Guys, they won 20 games in the SEC. I mean, like, they are so good, just like you. Look, we talked about this last night from a consistency standpoint. That's what's led both of them here. I mean, listen, Maxwell hitting 360, Davalon hitting 355, Aloy hitting 348, Kozel hitting 346, the other Aloy, Kahio Aloy hitting 330. Guys, golly, they've been so good. DA says, Blake, if they get Cade's pitch count up early and win, you have to go to the pen around 5th or 6th. And by the way, you and Mike Scarborough are my go-to for anything LSU. Moscona is first class. Oh, D-bag. Okay. Thank you. I don't like how he went after Carter the other day, if we're being honest. But yeah, man, I'm glad that you come to us. Paul Martin says Coastal is far from a dark horse. They and Oregon State are the favorites on that side of the bracket. Right. Yeah, they're not a dark horse. Hell, here's the truth. I got them winning. We're going to talk about that in just a minute. I have them winning that side of the bracket. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. But they're a really good team. They're on like a 23-game win streak too, by the way. Impressive for them. All right. Let's do this. Let me get to a quick break. When we come back, we talk about the entire College World Series bracket, who's coming from the other side, and what you may see, or what we're going to predict, I guess, happens here. Stay with us. Hey, Southwest Louisiana. Are you ready to gear up for your next outdoor adventure or tackle that next big job on the farm? Then head on over to Henderson Tractors, Boats, and Power Sports. At Henderson and Lake Charles, they've got everything you need under one massive 30,000 square foot indoor showroom. Kubota tractors and mowers to power through the toughest tasks. Polaris off-road bikes and side-by-sides to conquer any trail. And tracker boats with brands like Ranger, Nitro, Sun Tracker, and Regency pontoons for a day out on the water. Whether you're a farmer or a hunter or just someone who loves the great outdoors, Henderson has what you need to get the job done and have fun while doing it. Browse their new and used inventory over at their website, hendersonimplement.com. That's hendersonimplement.com. Or give them a call today at 337-436-3737. 4366. That's 337-436-4366. Or go see them over in Lake Charles on the corner of East McNee Street and Highway 14. Remember, if you need a tractor, go to Henderson. Need a boat, go to Henderson. Or if you need an ATV or side-by-side, you know where to go. Henderson. Just let them know that your good friend Blake Ruffino over at AYS sent you on by. Guys, I want to talk to you about our good friends over the Drake Williams Law Firm and Drake Title Company. Are you facing tough times due to an injury from a car accident, navigating the complexities of divorce, or purchasing a new home? At the Drake Williams Law Firm and Drake Title Company, they understand the challenges you're going through, and they are here to help. The lawyer team of Ernie Drake III, Ryan J. Williams, and Summer Vignair, along with Morgan Daniels, have the experience and proven track record to give you that peace of mind. Give them a call today at 985-386-7600. That's 985-386-7600 to schedule a free consultation at their brand new office located in historic downtown Ponchatoula. They're also doing a special, the AYS special. If you're refinancing or closing on a home in Southeast Louisiana, request the Drake Title Company to handle your closing. If you mention Blake Ruffino and AYS, you're going to receive a $400 discount on title fees. Again, give them a call at 985-386-7600. Let them know that Blake Ruffino sent you on by. Guys, you might know my... Hey, guys, I want to tell you about our good friends over at Red Stick Financial. They're your local residential mortgage broker located right here in the heart of Baton Rouge, Louisiana. At Red Stick Financial, they find the bank that works for your particular set of needs to purchase the home of your dreams or refinance the current one. They truly are your partners in this process, and they pride themselves in helping individuals and families with one simple goal in mind, and that is to make home financing approachable, attainable, and stress-free. They are licensed in all Louisiana, Texas, and Mississippi. So from Amarillo to Meridian and everything in between, they have you covered. Red Stick Financial brings you creative, customized solutions, and they don't believe in the one-size-fits-all when it comes to loans. They even have special options for mobile and manufactured homes located in a flood zone and stated income financing for those of us who are self-employed borrowers. If you or someone you know is looking to buy a home, refinance an existing mortgage, or simply want to know what options are out there for your future, give Red Stick Financial a call today at 225-407-9250. That's 225-407-9250. Or check them out online at redstickfinancial.com. That's redstickfinancial.com. Before you purchase the home of your dreams or you go and do that refinance, you need to go local. Go Red Stick. Guys, you might know my good friend Carol Foss and all the great service that he provides over at State Farm. He is your good neighbor after all. But did you know State Farm has surprisingly great rates as well? Along with the great neighbor service, State Farm agent Carol Foss has surprisingly great rates for everyone inside the state of Louisiana. So call him today at 985-395-4300, 985-395-4300 for all of those surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life insurance needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there, and individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to the State Farm underwriting requirements. So before we get rolling, I do need to talk about our good friends over at Section 103. We're more comfortable than club seats. So you've been seeing the hat and the LSU gear that I have been wearing that has been coming from our good friends over at Section 103. Guys, I'm telling you, the best LSU gear that you can find on the market right now. The white hat that I was wearing a couple days ago, absolutely fire. They fit well, especially for a guy who's got a big melon head like me. Love their T-shirts. Love all of the apparel that our good friends over at Section 103 is doing for us today. Go over to section103.com. Use the promo code AYS at checkout. You'll get a 10% off your order when you use that promo code. That's AYS at checkout so that you can get some of the most badass LSU gear on the market today. So just got done talking about keys to victory for LSU, but wanted to talk about the bracket as a whole. So on your side of the bracket, you have UCLA, Murray State, Arkansas, and yourself. And listen, we've talked about that side of the bracket. We both, and I think all of us, feel that LSU or Arkansas is going to come out of this side of the bracket. They're going to have to battle it out. I don't want to overlook two teams that have gotten themselves to Omaha, though. Right? Like, I don't want to overlook the fact that those two teams have been good enough this postseason where they've gone against some really tough opponents and they've gotten themselves here. We will get to UCLA, Murray State, and the other side of the bracket from deep dives, talking about them, all that kind of stuff when the time arises. But when I look at UCLA, Murray State, and Arkansas, I think it runs through the both of you. The other side is something completely different. So in reference to the right side of the bracket or the LSU side of the bracket, guys, I don't think it cares. I don't really care if you got a face off against UCLA or Murray State. Go take it to them. Go take it to them. I mean, there just comes a point where if you lose to either one of those teams, you feel to yourself, you did not play your best. They did not, from a talent standpoint, have a bigger talent stranglehold when it comes to the things that you were doing recruiting like they do. I don't know if the moment's going to be too big for those guys. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You should be able to handle either one of them if you win or if you lose. Because if you win, guys, you're facing the winner of UCLA and Murray State. And you got to be able to be on your best, because when you do and if you do, then I think that you can fight this thing out through the winner's bracket. You know, Jay has said a lot of times this week that we have, I really want to go through this one the first time through the winner's bracket. Maybe he does something that we're not expecting. The Jay Johnson way. But if he doesn't, UCLA, Murray State, let's just worry about playing one of those in the winner's bracket instead of the loser's bracket. The other side of the bracket is where I kind of wanted to talk about for just a quick second. Coastal Carolina, Arizona, Oregon State, and Louisville all face off. And I got to tell you, I hope Coastal wins it. I want to play Coastal. As an LSU fan, and them coming into Alex Box and taking it from us so many years ago, I want Coastal. The last time that you were in Omaha, you went up against a team on the other side of the bracket in Florida that you got revenge on from the 2017 national title that you lost. Why not get revenge in the finals with Coastal Carolina and revenge that loss and get your 8th national title? If you're asking me who I want and kind of subpartly going to be rooting for to get there, especially if you're in there, is going to be Coastal. I do think that side of the bracket's a little bit more challenging. Guys, Louisville is not an easy out. Oregon State, by far not an easy out, and all Arizona did was go into Chapel Hill, North Carolina, something that we didn't do a year ago, which we could have if we had this team, but went into Chapel Hill, North Carolina, and took them down. Guys, I mean this. In order of what I could see happening, I could see Oregon State winning it. They've been hitting the ball really well. Same with Arizona. And, guys, Coastal Carolina's on a 23-game win streak or whatever it is. The thing about Coastal and why I'm going to pick them to come out of that side of the bracket, even though I really want them to. Guys, I don't know how much Coastal Carolina baseball that you've seen this year. They do everything right. They will walk, then they will bunt, runner on second, they'll advance one, and then everybody's trying to hit a line drive to get a run in. Guys, they don't beat you. And Coastal didn't beat Auburn by just manufacturing inning upon inning, 2, 3, 4 runs. They were just getting a running inning. And before you know it, you're like, shit, it's 6-2. Like, damn. They've done that all year. I think it was Auburn or Vandy or Auburn. I forget who they played in a midweek late in the year. And it was Clemson, excuse me. They played Clemson late in the year. And I'm just like, dude, they're doing everything fundamentally right. Defensively, offensively, they're the most fundamental team out here, especially how they approach things at the plate. Oregon State, so I'm not going to say Oregon State's like the Oregon State that we saw all those years, some years ago. But, man, did y'all see that series versus Florida State? Shit. God, that side of the bracket they went through some places where and played some teams where I'm like, damn. They dog walk some teams. So I do think that one's really on the upside of that. Coastal and Oregon State are the favorites to win that side of the bracket, and I could see it. I could see it. If I'm being honest, I want Coastal. We'll see. It's going to be fun. Starts tomorrow. Games start tomorrow. It's going to be very, very fun to see. All right. Before we get out of here, let's get to this. So LSU got a massive commitment today from four-star offensive tackle, a top 200 recruit in the country, Emmanuel Tucker from New Albany, Mississippi, 6'7", 285 pounds, a right tackle, or what we would project as a right tackle for LSU in the years to come. Guys, you've done such a very good job under Brad Davis from highly recruited guys committing to your school. Emmanuel Tucker is no different. He is a young man that can come in here and do some really, really good things. I do think with his size, his strength that we've seen on film, guys, he's pushing. This kid is really impressive. Pushes guys all over the place. I look at him and say the recruiting part for me has never been an issue with Brad. The development has. We're going to see how massive they're able to develop this offensive line. And if Brad's able to do it, you tip your cap to him and say, look, man, I mean, after last year, I was kind of like, what in the hell's going on? But you really got it going this year. Brad has done such a really good job in recruiting. Emmanuel Tucker's a really good dude to have. Very good dude to have along the offensive line. When I see him and I watch this film today, that just stood out to me on film was power. Pure, raw, unadulterated power. Moving human beings at will. High motor. Very high motor for someone his size. Prototypical right tackle in the league, man. And I say the league, not meaning the NFL, but I should say just the SEC. Prototypical right tackle in the SEC. Tall, lean, strong as hell. He's all of those things. I think it's a massive pickup. You do move to now the number one overall class in the entire country. Continue to build the interiors. Continue to build up front. You do that, and you do it at a high level, you should win national titles. That's how you should be able to do it. Got to develop from within, and if you do, you should be able to be fine. But development's going to be a big thing here. I want to go a little bit more on this recruiting thing, though, because four-star linebacker out of now Central Louisiana, a guy who moved from the state of Alabama, Jermichael Garrett, decommitted from Auburn today. I don't know how to feel about this. The reason I don't know how to feel about this because Jermichael Garrett about a year ago came to LSU on a visit, and I'll just be open with you. I mean, the staff and pretty much everybody said the kid committed, like to LSU. And then he goes to Auburn on a visit the next day, and then he commits to Auburn. The kid is in Louisiana right now. And listen, come on. Come on. You were after him heavy, and now he's in Central of Baton Rouge. Got to land him. Got to land him. BK talked about this week. The one thing is that how much of everybody puts an emphasis on locking the state down. Got to lock him down. Got to lock him down. I still wish you could get Blaine Bradford, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But him decommitting felt inevitable to me. I do think that you're about 10 to 12, maybe even to 15 at max commits away of where you said you're at 10. Guys, I do like the focus that this team has had and this staff has had at recruiting. There have been a lot of massive times, a lot like last year, where you were the number one class in the country until the very end. I just continue to feel that they're going to do what they need to do in high school recruiting because, guys, they have to now. With the house settlement case and TV revenue share, guys, you better be wheeling and dealing. You better be wheeling and dealing. Because if you're not, you're going to lose some of these big-time recruits. Guys, I always think that you need fast, athletic linebackers in this league. And the SEC, more than any other conference, because of what these offenses do and the quarterbacks that are dual threat that can run, you need somebody that can move. Jermichael Garrett can move. 6'1", 6'2", 205 pounds and can move. You got some guys like that in this past recruiting class, go get another one. There are some guys that are on, I don't want to say LSU's radar. It's a bad way to put it. But there are some guys that LSU is in the mix for that if they are able to land 2/3 of these, you feel very good. And hold on, because you got to hold on. You start feeling really good about where you are at. KJ Edwards, the running back out of Carthage, Texas, who is Frank Wilson's only running back that he's recruiting at the current moment, and they have told the recruit that, and they've told everybody that will listen. Kid can really play, man. He's a really good back. You need him. You need him. You're going to be fighting teams that are really talented and got a lot of money in the state of Texas. You've told the kid that you put all your chips in for him and him alone. They're not lying. So we'll see. Bo Bentley, the quarterback out of Texas, is coming down to Oklahoma and LSU. Guys, I still think it's about as 50-50 as it comes. I think LSU's done everything that they can to get him, and now it comes down to decision time. Now it's down to decision time. So we'll see what LSU's able to do with KJ Edwards and Bo Bentley, but those are dogfights. Those are going to be some dogfights, and I hope that you're able to win both of them. There's some other guys that we have not talked about lately: Lamar Brown, Boobie Feaster, Darius Gray, Deron Albert out of Jackson, Mississippi, the defensive lineman, J.J. Finch, Tamarcus Johnson. Look, I do think that there's been a little bit more emphasis on getting some guys in high school recruiting up front defensively, and you better. You got some talented guys that you're after at edge, and you're going to have to replace a lot. So we'll see how it goes, but you're just getting started in the, I say, early part of June. But the mid part of June, July is going to be probably a massive month for you in the world of recruiting. All right. Taki says, I live 45 minutes from Carthage. Kid is a dog. Yeah, KJ Edwards is a dog. He's really good. He's very, very, very good. He's very, very, very special. Very special. So, got a long way to go, man. And as today's poll with Emmanuel Tucker is a massive one. It's a massive one. And you got to recruit on both lines of scrimmage to dominate in the SEC. Guys, some things are not going to change with NIL in the portal. They're just not. I mean, Ohio State, you could make the argument as a collective whole that they were the best there too. Last year, Michigan, they were the best 2 years ago. Georgia, I mean, guys, what do all of them have? What do all of them have? Elite dudes on both fronts. Playmakers, yes, but elite dudes on both fronts. So, yeah. You know what? I'm going to can the Dave Van Horn and Jay Johnson talk. Go watch their interviews. I know our good friend Mike Scarborough has them on his platform. Go listen to him. Brandon Ray says Jay Johnson is winning his second title in 3 years. That'd be something. It'd be more than something. Be more than something. Be elite. It'd be elite. Jadion Jackson is another one, class of 2029. All right. Cheddar Goblin says, my daughter just broke my $800 Joe Burrow bobblehead today. We need a moment of silence. All right, moment of silence for the bobblehead. Moment of silence for the bobblehead. Oh, good Lord. My non-friend, Craig Kolb, on YouTube says, I came here to discuss Jay Johnson. Dylan Smith says, Yo, Blake, what's happened, Dylan? I forgot to respond to you. I'll get to you, man. I saw your message. I'm sorry. Craig, I came here to discuss Jay Johnson. Well, Craig, I know you're trying to make me mad, but you can't do it. You can't do it, Craig. Can't do it. 2 out of the last 3 years, if he wins it. And look, Craig, if you're still listening, to my expectation of what I thought this team would do this year was just get to Omaha. I want them to win it, man. I want them to win it. I hope that they can. David says if BK is in the development of O-line with Brad Davis, I have no worries. Got to develop there. It's a massive developmental year along the offensive line. Listen, I'm not going down this rabbit hole again, but because we'll have a lot of time to talk about it. But listen, man. That O-line got their asses whooped this spring. They got their asses whooped. They gave up 6 sacks in the first half in the spring game. In one half, the only half, they gave up 6 sacks. Six sacks. Six. So before I get to Craig's comment here, 6. Either your edge unit is that elite or shit. They might be, though. They very well may be. Craig says we're all holding hands singing Kumbaya at the moment. I know one thing. Craig. I had to text you. But I turned that group message off, bro. I can't. My heart can't take it. My heart can't take it. Jesse O'Neill with a $5 super chat says, "Can you say, hey Blakeland, my daughter don't think you're live. Go Tigers. Hey Blakeland." Blakeland, I got to tell you this: the first part of your name is absolutely the best. It's absolutely the best name that you can have, Blakeland. I think she thinks we're live now, right? Is that enough time that's passed? Pa Moyo says, what if the defense is elite? They very well may be. The edge very well may be. But, guys, you gave up 6 sacks and a half, though. You get what I'm saying? Like, this isn't you guys, 6 sacks and a half. Now, I don't think that you used the offensive line that you're going to be using, but regardless, I mean, it got so bad they started taking guys out and finally put in Josh Thompson. That's what I know. So we'll see. Hey, Blakeland. Jesse, did she get it? Did she see it? I hope so. Anyway. All right. We'll see y'all Saturday. Y'all have a blessed night. I'm going to spend some time with my family. Peace.